So something pretty rare happened to NIO stock, and actually Bank of America had raised their price target for NIO stock for the second time in 3 weeks. So just 3 weeks ago, Bank of America had raised their price target and put a buy rating on NIO stock and put a price target of $7.1 per share. Just 3 weeks later, they have raised their price target again to $7.6 per share. Citibank actually were pretty much in the same situation. They have raised their price target to $8.5 per share. It's pretty hard to make the conversion because they actually rated the Hong Kong listed shares, so it's something like 65.4, I think, Hong Kong dollars per share. So NIO right now had found themselves in an interesting situation because, let's face it, the momentum is there, the stock is flying, NIO Day was a big success, a huge buzz, the demand for the cars is definitely there, and now the only thing that can stop NIO is NIO themselves. And we are going to talk about that, whether this bottleneck for NIO can be solved, or will NIO actually drop the ball on the delivery in just the last 3 months of this year. Hello and welcome to the Market Monkeys channel. My name is Vadim. Today we are talking about NIO, and let's start with NIO Day. So NIO Day was viewed very positively among analysts, and one of the analysts who kind of covered it was the UBS bank. They mentioned in their latest presentation that NIO Day was a success, it was glowing, it was really motivational. They have actually mentioned that the whole thing of NIO raising money and selling their stock, remember? This was something like that a couple of weeks ago, and now we kind of totally forgot about it because NIO stock kind of dipped and rebounded just back. So UBS has said that it was a good move because this new cash position of NIO, let me quote it because I do not understand what they're saying. So they have said that this strength in cash offers strengthened visibility on its operation. Whatever that means, I don't really understand what it means, but UBS have actually raised their price target for NIO to $8.5 per share. So now, as we talked about this in the previous video, we kind of see all of the investment banking, all of the financial institutions raising their price target more and more, and hopefully during the next cycle of 13F forms, we will see more and more institutional holdings in NIO as well. By the way, if you find this information valuable, interesting, if you would like to see more information like that, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. By the way, one thing I forgot to mention about UBS is that despite all the positivity in their report, they also don't think NIO will be cash flow positive in 2025. They are actually betting on 2026, which makes them more optimistic Wall Street company than the others. Now, what is actually more interesting is the latest report from Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank has said that right now the ES8 model, the newest model from NIO that everyone is crazy about, has already 100K cancelable pre-orders right now, and they haven't started even delivering them yet. Now, 100K is a great number. Let's stop and think for a little bit about that. So new model, and the demand is already 100K pre-orders. Now, the logical question is, can NIO actually deliver these numbers? And in order to kind of address this issue, William Lee, the CEO of NIO, during NIO Day, he actually stated that the company is aiming to deliver 40,000 ES8 vehicles by the end of this year. Now, let's disregard the, how should I put it, the history of over-promising and under-delivering by NIO CEO, and let's take his words at face value, and let's say that yes, NIO will deliver 40,000 vehicles until the end of this year. Now, this leaves at least 60,000 vehicles still hanging. And this is actually what is going on right now, because people who are trying to order new ES8 models, they get waiting time of between 24 and 28 weeks right now. And why this is happening? This is happening because the new model was supposed to be produced in a new factory, which is called F3. And the new factory, the management kind of aimed for the factory to become operational in September. Now, during NIO Day, nothing was said about F3 and whether it will open kind of right now. So I would assume it will take some time for it to actually open. And I don't know a lot about factories, but I don't think this is on and off switch. So I think it's gonna take some time for the factory to actually ramp up and get to the maximum capacity. So now NIO is kind of in the weird situation because again, the demand is here. If NIO had 100,000 vehicles to deliver, they would be sold off in kind of minutes, but they don't. And this actually reminds me, for you people who are following NIO for more than a year, it would remind you too of what was happening with Onvo last year. Because if you remember, Onvo was announced and the pre-orders for Onvo surpassed the supply of NIO, and at some point people just canceled their orders and then nothing happened. It took Onvo about 4 or 5 months to actually get to the numbers which NIO management project. So I kind of hope that this won't happen with ES8. And one of the things people are kind of afraid of, that in 2026 the subsidies for e-vehicles in China would be cancelled, because Chinese government, they're not announcing these subsidies for years ahead. They're kind of announcing at the beginning of, for example, 2025, that there will be a subsidy until the end of the year. So NIO management tried to address that, and they actually said that if you order ES8 today and the subsidy would be cancelled, NIO would actually cover this part of the cost on their own. So just to recap everything that is going on right now, NIO is definitely one of the hottest stock on Wall Street right now. Every single week a financial company or two are upgrading NIO, as we saw Bank of America actually upgraded them a couple of times in the span of 3 weeks. The demand for NIO products is definitely here. We can see that the deliveries are ramping up. 2 previous months were record-breaking months, and it looks like the pre-sale orders for new ES8 model is just through the roof. Now, the new factory for NIO to ramp up their deliveries and produce new vehicles is probably here, almost here. I have already seen the report that the factory is almost ready and they only need to install the gate and just clean up the construction site, and otherwise they are ready to start producing. So hopefully it will not take them a lot of time. The only question right now is, can NIO actually manage this demand and match it with the supply that it can deliver to their customers? I remind you that the goal of NIO is to deliver 150,000 vehicles in Q4. With this new demand, it looks like it might get possible. I'm not even sure when I'm saying this, because I was one of the more skeptical people that they're going to deliver this. Like, if the execution will be flawless, maybe they can. Let's see what is happening during Q4. For now, the next thing we are waiting for from NIO is their delivery numbers from September. Deutsche Bank are expecting, by the way, around 35,000 vehicles, which will make this a new record for NIO. They have never delivered so much. Don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to our channel, and let me know in the comment what you think about all of this. Can NIO actually pull off the supply for this huge demand they're having right now? Thank you very much for your time, and we will see you guys in the next video. Take care.